Hey guys, how's it going? Spinosaurus the King here, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a spoiler review on Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Season 2. So, if you haven't already seen Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Season 2 and don't wish to have Season 2 spoiled for you, then I recommend clicking away from this video right now. If you're still here, let's get started with this spoiler review for Season 2. So, I'll tell you my overall thoughts on Season 2 after I explain the plot, what dinosaurs appear, what dinosaur battles happen, and about the new hunter characters such as Mitch and Tiff and Hap, and the returning characters which are Darius, Bowman, Kenji Khan, Yasmina, Ben Pincus, yes, he is alive, and Bumpy the Ankylosaurus grew significantly to being either a sub-adult or maybe even an adult, as he looked at least 8 to 9 meters long, and the Ankylosaurus fully grown is anywhere from 8 to 11 meters long. Brooklyn, Yasmina, and Sammy, all from Season 1, return in Season 2 as well. There is no hybrids at all in Season 2, which I'm very happy about, except for the teens mentioning the Indominus-Rex. There is no Indoraptor either, as Season 2 takes place 1 to 2 weeks after Season 1. And sadly, no Mosasaurus as well, except for a few mentions of the Mosasaurus. The dinosaurs that do appear in Season 2 is the Baryonyx pack named Grim, Limbo, and Chaos. Also, 2 different Ceratosaurus appears, one gray one, and one that has a very similar color pattern to the Jurassic Park 3 one. The Jurassic World Pteranodons return, Toro the Carnotaurus returns, all burned up. Blue returns, and Rexy also appears, as she didn't appear in Season 1. The Stegosaurus, Sinoceratops, Brachiosaurus, Ankylosaurus, Parasaurolophus, Compies appear as well. Those are all the dinosaurs that do appear in Season 2. Now, sadly, no fully grown Dilophosaurus or no fully grown Spinosaurus, no Allosaurus, no Dimorphodons, no Suchomimus, unfortunately. I was really hoping to at least see the Suchomimus or Dilophosaurus, but I already expected we wouldn't unfortunately see them. But it's okay since we are getting a Season 3 for Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. And on the final episodes, the teens don't get off the island. They're actually still stranded on the island. So I hope the main antagonist in Season 3 can be either a Suchomimus or a fully grown Dilophosaurus, or maybe even a small appearance of a fully grown ancient Spinosaurus that is not the same one from JB3, but looks similar to the Camp Cretaceous toy. Anyways, now that I talked about what dinosaurs appear and the characters and the ending, let's go ahead and talk about the entire story from Episode 1 all the way up to Episode 8. So the season starts off with the kids running from a juvenile Parasaurolophus that is being chased by Rexy, and eventually Rexy catches the Parasaurolophus and kills it and eats it. Yes, this was very sad. However, this is just the circle of life. You know, Rexy has to eat these animals in order to survive, so I do understand. And at least she doesn't kill for fun, unlike the lame Indominus-Rex did. Shortly after this, Sammy complains that she can't keep running with Yasmina as it slows her down. But shortly after that, they see the Jurassic World Main Street, and they all head there, and they see the destroyed Main Street where Rexy and the Indominus-Rex and the Raptors fought, and the teens end up figuring out that the Mosasaurus ate the Indominus-Rex, as they are relieved that the Indominus-Rex is one less worry. However, just because the Indominus-Rex is now dead does not make these teens safe on Isla Nublar, as there is a ton of other very dangerous carnivore dinosaurs on this island. So next, the kids go into the shop near the Innovation Center and search for a phone, and none of the kids found one. However, Yasmina found a broken one, and Kenji found a walkie-talkie, which they use later on. And then they also find food, but unfortunately it's frozen pizza that ends up being stolen from them by a pack of compies. And shortly after this, Rexy appears, and she appeared to have been building a nest, even though she probably wasn't pregnant, due to there not being any other T-Rexes on Site A. So the teens get upset because while they search for a tracker caller that can signal the mainland to come rescue them, they realize it's in Rexy's paddock, where she is building a nest. However, thank God the teens found walkie-talkies, which helps them out in the situation, so they split up and Sammy goes into a tree. And once Rexy leaves her paddock, she calls out to the rest of them and says the coast is clear. Then once that happens, Darius and Kenji go into Rexy's paddock. They try to remove the tracker from the tree, but unfortunately they can't. However, they do realize that they don't have to, because all they have to do is push the button and it calls to the mainland that they need to be rescued. So once they do that, Rexy returns to her paddock, and Brooklyn uses her poster of her that Sammy made with the microphone to distract Rexy so Darius and Kenji don't get eaten, and Rexy goes after it running and then roars and leaves. So then the kids head into the jungle nearby the boat dock, where they can be safe and stay until a boat comes to rescue them. However, Yasmina's leg gets worse, so Darius, Sammy, and Brooklyn use the map to find a first aid kit, And while they head there, Kenji looks after Yasmina. At first, they don't get along as Yasmina doesn't like Kenji's lazy attitude. It was actually pretty funny too. Then Yasmina unfortunately hurts her ankle even more, and then Kenji has to carry her around. So once Darius, Sammy, and Brooklyn arrive to where they get a first aid kit, they see a caged up Stegosaurus pack, a caged up Sinoceratops, and a Baryonyx, and they also find food there as well. So then their new mission is to free the dinosaurs that are caged up. So they free the Sinoceratops, and then shortly after this, 2 other Baryonyxes appear, and one of them tries to free the caged up one. And obviously Darius and Sammy, before this happened, they get into an argument because Darius doesn't want to free the Baryonyx so they don't get eaten, but Sammy thinks that it's their responsibility to free the Baryonyx. And then the Baryonyx attacks them, and then Brooklyn and Darius climb on top of the Stegosaurus cage and hide up there. Then Sammy lets the Stegosaurus free, and the Baryonyx pack roar the Stegosauruses, and then Darius decides to free the other Baryonyx so he can return to his family. Then the Baryonyx pack scares off the Stegosaurus pack, and the teens head back to Kenji and Yasmina to help them out. Shortly after this, they end up finding a tree house where they can shower and eat and sleep, and unfortunately after they dance and chat, their water disappears. So Kenji and Darius go out to find out what is stopping the water from flowing, and they end up finding that a giant wooden dam with a big tree is blocking the water from flowing, and nearby is 2 Stegosauruses fighting for dominance. So Darius's idea is to make the Stegosaurus swing its tail at the tree log to free the water, and happily it worked. Then the Stegosaurus chase them for a bit, and then shortly after this, a gray Ceratosaurus appears and stares at them for a few seconds, and then eventually walks away, similar to Jurassic Park 3. And then shortly after, they see a water hole with a bunch of herbivores drinking water, with surprisingly a Ceratosaurus was also there, which means that herbivores and carnivores don't fight near this water hole, as it's only for drinking only and not for eating other dinosaurs. Kenji and Darius end up going down there to drink some water, and Darius throughout Season 2 has a notebook to write down all the dinosaurs he sees. And of course, they had a fun time, drinking the water there, hanging out with the dinosaurs. That would be a really fun experience for sure. Shortly after this, Yasmina, Brooklyn, and Sammy end up exploring one of Dr. Henry Wu's lab, where Brooklyn finds a key to access anything in the park, and shortly after this, the Baryonyx pack appears and chases them in the lab and attacks them, and they end up escaping. Once all the teens meet up, they notice a firework, and then they find out that they're not alone on this island. And then they follow it, and fortunately no one is there, and then shortly after this, a red Ceratosaurus roars and attacks the teens and chases them, but thankfully, the hunters named Mitch, Tiff, and Hop shoot the fireworks to scare off the Ceratosaurus, and they all introduce themselves, and the hunters bring the teens to their camping ground where they have food, tents, and beds, and they all find out that these campers have a boat and will take them all back to the mainland in a couple of days. However, Brooklyn notices something suspicious with Hop since he looks mad, and when Brooklyn sneaks into his tent, he gets even madder, and Brooklyn explains to the rest of the team that she doesn't trust Hop, and the others don't really believe her except Kenji. And after this, Brooklyn was very mean to Darius and mentions Darius's father, and then obviously, since Darius's father was not doing very well, Darius gets pissed, and so does Yasmina and Sammy. And the hunters say they aren't hunters and they just want to get pictures of dinosaurs. So they went to the water hole to see some dinosaurs, and they took some pictures and saw them. And while that was happening, Kenji and Brooklyn kept on spying on Hop, and then he catches them and keeps an eye on them. And then when he leaves, the kids run and he starts chasing after them. He catches them, and then shortly after this, Ben appears looking all tough, and Bumpy is basically either fully grown or almost fully grown, like a sub-adult or an adult. And then Ben knocks out Hop, and then it goes to a flashback scene to how Ben and Bumpy survived together after Ben fell out from the train. Once he fell from the train, a Pteranodon actually caught him, and then he fell, so he wasn't that injured. The next day, Bumpy licks him to wake him up, and he wakes up and is all scared since he is alone. Then shortly after, a pack of compies attack him, and Bumpy saves his life, which is a cool battle of seeing a baby Ankylosaurus versus a pack of compies. Then after this, Ben and Bumpy find a road, but unfortunately this road is guarded by Toro, the Carnotaurus, that doesn't let them use this road. So then Ben and Bumpy run back away because the Carnotaurus starts chasing them. Then they hide at the bottom of like a hill, and then Toro takes off. And then after this, Bumpy and Ben find water, and they drink it and also eat some berries. And then Ben builds a tent, and unfortunately Bumpy keeps on stealing his tent every night, so not letting Ben sleep properly. After a few days of Ben having to put up with this, Ben gets really mad at Bumpy since he keeps on stealing his bed. So then Bumpy runs off later on. Ben gets upset that he was getting mad at Bumpy, so he cries, and then Ben gets all tough and dresses different and gets a spear to fight off Toro the Carnotaurus so he can get free and run back to the main street, because the road leads to the main street. After this, we see Bumpy as basically fully grown, and we know he grew very fast because Bumpy by far has the most hormonal treatment of any dinosaur in this franchise by far. Like, no dinosaur comes close to the same hormonal treatment that Bumpy had. And he fights Toro, the Carnotaurus, and hits Toro with her club tail, and that doesn't do anything at all, when realistically an Ankylosaurus would actually kill an Indominus-Rex or T-Rex one hit, but yet they want to show a Carnotaurus surviving a hit, so that was pretty strange. But you know, it's just a cartoon, it's not real. So then Bumpy's, after 30 seconds, defeats the Carnotaurus, and Toro falls to the ground and then runs away. And then after this, it goes back to Bumpy and Ben with Kenji and Brooklyn. Then Hop explains to them that Mitch and Tiff are the real bad guys and not him. And at first, they don't believe him. And then he says he can take them to a garage where there's vehicles so they can drive to a boat. And they kind of believe him, but they still keep him tied up just to be sure. And then shortly after this, they find the garage. But then there is a Baryonyx pack that comes after them. So they quickly go into the garage. The Baryonyx pack can't get them, where Brooklyn uses a car to unlock a motorcycle, and then unfortunately the doors open because she accidentally opened them, and then the Baryonyx pack runs after them. So they all take off on this motorcycle while Ben rides on top of Bumpy. So they drive away with the Baryonyx chasing after them, and then Hop says he can save them if they let him go, and they end up letting him go. And then Hop says, "Have a nice long life, kids," and then he actually sacrificed himself to the kids, which I didn't expect, but you know, at least for the first time, I guess we saw Baryonyx kill a human. But it was sad though, because Hop did not deserve to die. He was actually a really good guy. The other two hunters, I can't stand them, but Hop was really cool. I found this scene pretty sad because of this, because Hop was actually a good guy. Shortly after this, Darius and Sammy and Yasmina find out that Mitch and Tiff are evil, as Darius sneaks into their tent and sees they kill the Sinoceratops and have weapons. So then Mitch says to Darius, if you help me kill dinosaurs on Nubar, then you get to come back to the mainland with us. So Darius pretends to agree, but then later on when they try to kill a Stegosaurus, Darius stops him from doing that, and they get mad, so they keep on heading to the waterhole while Brooklyn and Ben and Kenji go into the tracking room and turn on the power. Then shortly after this, Darius and Sammy lead the hunters to the mainland instead of the waterhole. And then Darius and Sammy hide because obviously Mitch and Tiffany are pissed off at them for lying to them. And then Ken, Ben, Yasmina, and Brooklyn are all watching this happen. And then Rexy appears and scares off the hunters. And then Rexy finds Sammy and Darius and chases after them and almost gets them, until other teens distract Rexy with another T-Rex hologram that Rexy roars at. And then Darius and Sammy run into the woods, and they end up hearing their friend's voice, but unfortunately their friends at first can't hear them due to the speaker not working properly, until they eventually soon after fix it, and they find out Ben is alive, and they're all happy and give him a hug and all that. Then they decide to all meet up somewhere with the gyrosphere and motorcycles, and they all make a plan to stop the hunters from killing the dinosaurs, and the hunters almost kill Blue too. However, this got me really mad when Tiff killed one of the Baryonyx. This got me very mad when Tiff killed one of the Baryonyxes. That was a very sad scene, since Baryonyx is one of my favorite dinosaurs. And then soon after this, they scare off the dinosaurs with a jeep so the hunters don't kill any more dinosaurs. And it works. And then Rexy appears chasing the dinosaurs so she can get a meal to eat. Then all the herbivores head running into the forest, and then Mitch gets trapped on a rope and his wife abandoned him, and Rexy eats Mitch. Then after this, the kids with the gyrosphere get away from the dinosaurs and head for the boat, but unfortunately the boat gets away with Tiff. But the two other Baryonyxes that are alive get on the boat as well, and they get their epic revenge on Tiff. And Tiff was actually one of my most satisfying deaths I've ever seen, because I really can't stand her for what she did to the Baryonyx. So yes, as you can see, the teens are still stuck on Isla Nublar by the last episode, which means season 3 will once again be on Isla Nublar and not Isla Sorna. Darius then says to everyone, I'm done trying to contact the mainland, so if we're going to get off this island, we're going to have to figure out our own way to get off this island. Then before season 2 ends, it shows a door with the number that was on the envelope that Brooklyn found, and a weird roar appears, and then that's the end of season 2. So overall, in my opinion, season 2 was way better than season 1. It wasn't perfect, but it was way better than season 1, as more dinosaurs appear and a better plot too. However, I am very disappointed that we didn't get to see a Dilophosaurus or a Suchomimus. However, I hope there's a good chance that we will see them in season 3. I think we actually will see them in season 3, because it would make sense to why we'd see them, because they're not going to show the Carno, the Bary, and the Ceratosaurus for the main villains again on Isla Nublar. They're probably going to show the Allosaurus, the Suchomimus, or a fully grown Dilophosaurus instead, which would make more sense and make the fans happy. So overall, I rate this film similar to Fallen Kingdom. It's like, for dinosaur-wise, it's better, but for human-wise, I guess Fallen Kingdom is a bit better. Because the only characters I really liked in season 2 was just Ben, Darius, and Hop. The rest of the characters I don't really care for that much, but that's just my opinion. The other characters are okay, but my top 3 is Darius, Ben, and Hop. However, I would rate this like a 6 to 7 out of 10. I wouldn't give it any more than 7 out of 10 or any less than 6 out of 10. And same goes for season 2. And same goes for Fallen Kingdom. I'd rate that around 6 or 7 out of 10. However, season 1 was not that good, to be honest, in my opinion. I would rate season 1 a 5 out of 10 at the most. I was also disappointed that the Ceratosaurus barely had any screen time as well. However, at least it had more screen time than Jurassic Park 3. But like, here's my biggest disappointment here. Like, I really want to see the Ceratosaurus fight either a Baryonyx or Toro the Carnotaurus, or even see Toro the Carnotaurus fight a Baryonyx. Those would have been really epic battles, but sadly it never happened. But overall, I'm still happy that season 2 was a lot better than season 1. Anyways, tell me your opinions on season 2 in the comments down below. To end this video, I'd like to give a huge thanks to my YouTube team, Patrik, Cauan, my 2D and 3D animator, David Church, the best director I met on Instagram, BK Go Crazy, my very first hardcore Spinosaurus fan, Zane Schiller, my first friend in the Jurassic Park community on Instagram, Anthony Ellis, my drawer who draws epic background pictures that I use in some of my videos, Rafly Siregar, my comedian since he makes me laugh the most, and Animal World, my best dinosaur friend in real life. If you're interested in any Spinosaurus the King merchandise that I'm selling on my Patreon, the link will be in the description. I'm currently selling t-shirts based off the animations that me and Patrik make, which costs $40 to $50 per shirt. Sweaters are a bit more expensive, unfortunately. Coffee cups are about $32 per one. I'm also selling custom Photoshop pictures to use for whatever you need, some for which is $5 per one. If you're a fan of my discussion videos and wish to be on one discussion video a week of your choice for 35 minutes for the discussion video, that will cost $15 a month. It'll be basically like we talk about whatever you want. If you wish to support me to get better content from me, then contact me through my email or other social medias to talk about it. If you wish to have a 10-second cameo of getting eaten by a dinosaur of your choice in upcoming animations, that will cost $5 a month to appear in each upcoming animation. Receiving deleted scenes of previous animation films is $10 a month, which will give you a concept art and deleted scenes, about 2 a month. Me and Patrik have our own website where we talk about our series Jurassic World Survival of the Fittest, and where we also post concept art of our upcoming projects, and we also post Jurassic Park dinosaur theories. Like, for example, we have the Spinosaurus, the history of it, and we also have Jurassic World Strand on Size Remaster coming soon, and future projects will be posted on our website. So if you're interested in reading Jurassic Park fun theories and to speculate, come check out our website. Also, if you guys wish to join my Discord server to chat with me about Jurassic Park and other stuff, you're more than welcome to. Just remember to be respectful and polite. The link will be in the description below to my website and my Discord. If you're enjoying the content on my YouTube channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything new. Leave a like and a friendly comment. If you have any friends and family who you think would enjoy my content, please share this video with them, and also my YouTube channel too. And don't forget to do the exact same thing for my YouTube team, and have an amazing day, everyone.